Phone chargers are pretty boring, but luckily I made the perfect solution. This may look like a toaster, but it's not just a toaster. It's my phone charger. Some may say this is stupid, and others may say it's impractical, and most people will say it's stupid and impractical. To all of those people, I say you're absolutely right. But why would I make this? Was it for the safety, efficiency, or looks? Well, maybe the last one, but no. I made this out of a true passion for toasters and the wonderful role they play on society. In the last video, I took apart the toaster, and that's when I realized turning it into a phone charger was not going to be as easy as I thought. I essentially took out the part that makes it a toaster, and rewired the live wires into a USB charger so that when the lever is pulled down, the electricity goes to the charger instead of the heating element. In my endeavors, I learned about the electromagnet that keeps the lever down when electricity is applied, but after I rewired everything to the USB charger, it stopped working along with everything else in the toaster that wasn't mechanical. At that time, 2 weeks had passed since my last video, and I realized that I should probably upload something to satisfy my 70 subscribers, so that's part 1. But here in the future where we are, I've done more testing, and after figuring out that the electromagnet wasn't rated for 120 volts AC from the wall, I started testing it with my bench power supply to see when it would turn on. I learned that it works at 12 volts DC, which is perfect because I found a convenient converter on Amazon that allows me to take the 120 volts from the wall into the 12 volts that I need. After stuffing it in the toaster and doing some basic wiring, it actually worked. When the lever was pulled down, it stuck. So was I done? Well, no. The thing is that it wouldn't come up unless you actually unplugged it from the wall, which is way too inconvenient for me, so I had to find another solution. And thus began the testing with my handy multimeter. And while I do that, I want to tell you about my sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay offers basically anything you could ever want while making a project, and not only do they offer high quality PCBs in rigid or flex, they will even solder on all the tiny little components for you, so you don't have to spend 16,000 hours soldering on a billion micro components. Unless you're crazy and want to do that yourself. But that's not all though, because they also offer sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, 3D printing, CNC machining, and 5 axes and 20 different materials including titanium and carbon fiber. Yeah, they offer a lot of stuff. So sign up for PCBWay today using my link in the description. To be honest, I would actually recommend them for projects even if they weren't my sponsor. Well, you saw me testing those components, but what in tarnation was I actually doing? Well, to get the electromagnet to pop up, I need to use an NC switch, which is the opposite of a regular switch. In a regular switch, when you press down on the button, electricity is able to pass through, but when you release, it is stopped. An NC switch, which stands for normally closed, allows for electricity to pass through when it's not actuated, but the second it is, it cuts off all electricity. I wanted to use the original cancel button to pop out the phone when it was done, so I was hoping all my dreams would come true and this cancel button happened to be an NC switch, but alas it was not. The button was just a regular button, but I came up with a plan to use a relay, and I had never used relays before, so this whole thing was pretty mysterious. After some research, I learned that a relay is basically just a switch that allows a low current switch, for instance if it's only rated for 5 volts, to activate really big current, without them actually touching. Using this relay, I could use my regular switch here to act as an NC switch by wiring up some stuff correctly. The whole wiring things correctly was the part I struggled at, because I started wiring things, realized I had wired it wrong, wired it again, tested it, realized I had wired it wrong, and then I actually studied the diagrams correctly and wired it up correctly using this amazing technical drawing that I made. After double checking that the relay was wired correctly according to my beautiful technical drawing, now is the time for the big test, and against all odds and probably the worst soldering job you would ever see, it actually worked. Here is my genuine reaction when it worked for the first time. Okay, test number 2, I wired everything according to my diagram. Plug this guy in, and oh my god, okay, wait, hold up. Yes! It worked. Oh my god, it works. Now that it was working, I just had to fit everything inside of the toaster, so after some hot glue and some extensions of cables, I was able to do it. And that leaves me with this, the toaster that's actually a phone charger. This was a super fun project to make, and thanks again to PCBWay for sponsoring the video. Make sure you sign up for them in the link in the description. So, I'll see you all next time.